Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. Today I'm joined by Andy from Aberdeen. How are you doing, Andy?
Good, thanks, Ross. All right.
What are you up to?
A bit dishevelled, but I'm back. I've just been at the gym. Well, for a sauna and a swim. I ate
Oh,
far too
yeah.
much earlier. Ate far too much today, so I've been feeling a bit bloated.
So you felt like you had to go to the gym, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. I try and swim about 3 or 4 times a week. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Uh, okay. What do you think about the latest events in the sport of boxing, Andy?
yeah. What's happening? Is Conor Benn going to finally come out and admit he's getting
Well,
closer to admitting wrongdoing, isn't he?
he's come out and he's done an interview and he's just basically just said we've got to wait, and but he overreacted and he got bitter and he's been low and all that. But end of the day, his ban goes back to March, doesn't it? So he's only
Yeah.
a couple of months into his ban, and if he gets any,
Yeah. My opinion, should be a 2 year ban, I think.
so
For
yeah.
yeah, if he's got two failed drug tests, isn't he? So
Well, Liam
um,
Cameron can feel hard done to if Conor Benn gets 2 year, can't he?
oh yeah, that was bang out order what he got, wasn't it?
He got 4 year,
Was
Liam, didn't he?
it 4 years? I thought it was 5 year he got. Was it 4 years?
No, it's 4 year. It's
Yeah.
5 year and 1 month out the ring, but he got a 4 year ban.
And that wasn't even performance enhancing drugs, was it? Or
No, it
what
was
was it?
cocaine. Cocaine.
Cocaine he got done for, yeah. Yeah.
He got done for cocaine, Liam. Cocainer.
Yeah.
Um,
Nah, it's like I think I said to you before, it should be a standardized format for what happens when somebody fails a drug test, because you get discrepancies. One person getting 1 year and somebody else getting like a backdated year or whatever. And sometimes they don't fight, only fight once a year, some fighters, which is wrong as well. Inactivities. That's what's killing boxing, just a lack of fights that's happening. And especially in the heavyweight division. It's a farce, isn't it? The titles are all tied up. And Eddie Hills is he's a candidate that's been blocking fights for the past, 8 years since Joshua came on the scene. It seems to be the right people aren't getting the title shots, or when they get the title shots, they're way past it, like Louis Ortiz and people like him.
when you say
And
things like that, I tend to agree with you. I tend to agree with you.
yeah, look at Zhang. What's he 39? Is he going to get? When's he going to get a title shot if this Saudi thing takes place? It's going to be at least next year, isn't it?
Oh, Zhang.
Zhang, yeah,
He's at back at Q now, Zhang, and he's in the Who Needs
yeah.
Him club, isn't he?
Oh, I mean, you can't see Joshua wanting to fight him. He'd iron him out.
Well, Dillian White and Derek Warchizora have had begging bowl out to fight Zhang in China because he gets 12 million views,
Yeah,
whatever views, pay-per-views or clicks or whatever. That's 12 million something. And they all want to
yeah.
fight him in China, don't they? Because he's the man.
He'll, yeah. He's a dinner ticket, isn't he?
Do you think a case can be made, Andy, for Zhang to be the number 4 heavyweight and not Joshua?
I think so. Yeah. He
Yeah.
had a more impressive. You could say you're only as good as your last fight, and Joshua looked rubbish, gun shy. He looked stiff. He looked methodical. He looked scared, gun fair to get hit. So, where Zhang, he was on his game, wasn't he? Zhang was, and he beat an undefeated guy, didn't he? I mean, well, you could say Franklin was undefeated, I suppose, but because I thought he beat White
Well,
by at least two or
Deontay
three rounds.
Wilder, Deontay Wilder done Alenius last time, didn't he? Usyk done Joshua and Fury done Chisora.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
Joshua done Franklin, but he didn't do him like the others did the rest, did he?
No, no, it's a half-hearted display, really, wasn't it? From what you're expecting, but
And Zhang done Joyce.
he did him, aye. He can't deny. I'm a big Joyce fan, but Zhang did the business, didn't he? But I think I said to you, I blame Joshua's corner a lot. No, Joshua, sorry. I blame Joyce's corner a lot for that. for that defeat.
Yeah.
I mean, no getting it. When the guy's got a damaged eye in the second round and waiting another 3 rounds before they get the end swell out to try and deal with the swell, that's way too late. It should have been on it from the start. And you might have bought him another couple of rounds. He could have maybe turned the tide a bit. If Zhang had maybe tired a wee bit, he's sort of renowned for tiring a wee bit down the stretch, isn't he? So, and Joyce gets stronger as the fight goes on, doesn't he? So you could make a case for Joyce coming back into it if it hadn't been for the eye injury. But there's nobody rocked Joyce before that I've seen like Zhang was, so he had him rocking about a bit in the first couple of rounds, didn't he? But he came in too light as well. He should have come in at the weight he fought Parker at. I thought it was quite a good weight for him to fight at 19.5 or 19.7.
I always thought the best way to deal with a southpaw, from what I've read up on it, and probably somebody will probably correct me on it, is people talk about how to get your foot on outside and all that. I always think the best way to do it, you've got to jump on them.
Yeah.
You know, Byron Mitchell jumped on Calzaghe early, didn't he? I know he come a cropper in end, but he nearly pulled it off, didn't he?
He did that. He
Not Calzaghe, didn't
he was effective, wasn't he?
Froch did to Bute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you let him get into a rhythm, because you don't get a lot of southpaw sparring, you let a southpaw get into a rhythm, it's all alien to him, isn't it?
Yeah. Then you're fighting against the tide, then, aren't you? That's it. But
playing catch up, you've got to jump on it.
Julian made a good point that Joyce does an unusual thing. He always moves to his right, and that was before the fight. I noticed a video Julian put out, which was a brilliant observation because he's just moving on it.
You know, Zhang.
He's
food and drink to him that
Yeah,
fight.
he just played into his game, didn't he? He must have been laughing, eh?
He didn't even break a sweat.
He's a big, strong guy, Zhang. Who's going to push him back? Fury would probably box his head off, but if Wilder can't hurt him, how's he going to beat him?
Yeah. What do you see happening with Dillian Whyte?
I don't see him doing much else. I mean, I think Fabio Wardley would probably beat him.
Yeah.
Or it's Big Fraze. He would probably give him a run for his money if he had a good training camp. And I mean, he's got a dangerous left hook, but he looks out of shape now, doesn't he? I mean,
even Big Fraze.
No, Dillian Whyte, the can man. He doesn't seem to be. There's been a few fights he's had where he hasn't been in shape. I remember him when he fought. Was it Marius Wack out in Saudi? And he was at the weigh-in and he was massive. And Beans going, he's in great shape. And I'm like, what's he looking at? Was he about 20 stone or something when he fought? Or 19 something, wasn't he, when he fought Marius Wack? Nice. But he's had his chance, didn't he? He blew it against Fury. He couldn't do nothing with Fury, could he? Fury just played with him. And he tried a few dirty tactics, but he wasn't going to get away with that. So then he got took out clean. But I think Joyce would walk through him, even still after getting beat.
What do you think to Derek Warchizora and Dave Allen getting at it, if they can pull it off?
That would be all right, wouldn't it? I mean, I'd rather not see Chisora in the ring again. I think he should retire, but he's not going to retire, is he? And it's at the end of the day, that's his decision. But that would be a good matchup, I think, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd get Derek back in mix if he fought Dave and he won. Derek,
that's right.
You were back into mix, and if Dave won, he'd definitely be in mix. But if
Dave
be good. Get paid money and he could buy out with some dough.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see that, wouldn't it? Because he fell for Eddie Hearn's bad advice, didn't he?
Well, madness, that's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're young, you make mistakes. You'll learn from that, won't he?
Yeah, we all know that. That's just a fact of life, isn't it? But you didn't want to have regrets in life, but
yeah. Derek Warchizora, if you don't fight Dave Allen, right? Do you think you could see him fighting Dillian against Dillian Whyte?
I could see that happening, but it's not really what you want to see, is it?
Would public buy into that?
Casuals might. It'll get Eddie Hearn would sell it to death. But if it's Eddie Hearn that promotes it, who's to say? Is any of them even tied to Eddie Hearn now? Chisora was out with the Furies, wasn't he, in Saudi for Tommy Fury's fight?
Listen,
So
they've both been out with begging balls. If the
yeah,
come,
they'll go where the money is. Eh?
listen, I'm quite rightly so. The boxers, it's prize fighting. You've got to get a prize at the end of it.
Yeah, it's a short career, isn't it? So you've got to make hay when the sun shines.
We've got make hay while the sun shines. That's correct.
That's it.
Speaking of heavyweight boxing, Usyk, do you reckon he could win this tournament if it happens?
I would say so. Aye, him, or I see something come out today where what was the purses? Is it something Simon Jordan had put out? 90 million for Fury, 50 million for Usyk, and 30 million for Joshua and Wilder was to get 30 million too. I don't know if that's accurate or where that's come from. I noticed that was out today. But
So Eddie's willing to all Joshua out for short end.
short change him, low ball him.
All
But
Eddie
I thought, yeah, Usyk could win that tournament. Usyk's he's a boxing genius, isn't he? And he's fought big guys all his life, isn't he? So it's nothing new to him fighting big guys. Rumor has it he played with Klitschko, and did no tell him to get out the ring or something? He was making Klitschko look stupid, and that was when Usyk was still an amateur.
David A.
Yeah. Usyk, he's just like a fly that you can't swat, isn't he? He's he's just buzzing. He could be buzzing about you all night, and his fitness levels are supreme, aren't they?
They do that memory training and all that, don't they?
Memory training.
You know, on YouTube, the Usyk shows you in his training camp. They do this like memory training for the memory, so they remember different fight plans and game plans and all that.
I mean,
interesting to see how they train him over there. Really good.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's his fitness and that, and his endurance is second to none. That
Have you seen his CV? European, World, Olympic gold, 335 wins, 15 losses, and I think he's avenged them all except 2 or 3.
It's amazing, isn't it?
The losses, and then he's cleaned up at cruiserweight undisputed in 16 fights, and he's had 4 fights at heavyweight, and he's unified. He's got 5 out of 6 belts. And
he is.
He's not a goat.
No, he's a man with a golden resume, isn't he? If never hear Eddie Hearn showing about his resume, does he?
Well, this is what I say to
he's a genius.
This is what I say to all them hardcores who like Usyk and all them more casuals. Enjoy him while he's here, because this is Mozart. This is Mozart in the flesh. So enjoy him while he's here. He doesn't shoot his mouth off, and he's willing to take short end at money. And he can't get a fight. It's unbelievable.
And he'll go anywhere.
It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment.
He's a true world champion because he'll go anywhere in a world fight.
He's a man's man. You know, if you line them all up against the wall and say, right, and say, which one of you lot's telling the truth? You'd only believe Usyk, wouldn't you?
Oh, aye, you would, aye. And he's so psychologically strong, and there's another word I was looking for to describe him. He's just his composure is just second to none, isn't it? He's just
look at his training camp when Sky went there, and he just finished his training camp, got in his boxers, walked outside in Ukraine or wherever it were. It looked really cold, and he just got really slowly in this like fish pond, and just went underneath it, and then his head popped up. So long, and he stayed in there, and I thought, well, you know what I mean? He don't need any of that ice bath nonsense, does he? He was sleeping in a barn and that, wasn't he?
Oh, aye. He's proper back to basics.
What's all that on sleeping in a barn, heavyweight champion of the world? But like, he's hardcore, you say.
Oh, he's proper hardcore, and he's hungry. He's no living. I dare say he's not. He maybe is living in a lap of luxury when he's at home, but when he's training. He's out in the woods, isn't he? Out in the mountains, I think he trains.
I don't see him getting beat me, him.
No. If Fury is to beat him, he's got to be right on the top of his game. He's got to be proper on it to beat him, and he'll just beat him. I don't see him knocking him out. I don't see Fury knocking him out. He'd have to maybe scrape a points decision. But
took a bit of stick, right, for having a pop at Tyson's CV, because I said he beat Cunningham, an old man, Vladimir, an old man, and he beat Wilder twice. Yeah, good wins. But Wilder only really beat Stavern, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? So
Willie Ortiz, maybe you could give
I
probably
took
one
yeah,
of
but yeah,
Wilder's
but
best
he
ones.
wasn't world champion over WBA.
No.
He won it at one point, but he was bogeyman as well, so he did well to beat him.
Yeah.
But the makers, I said that Tyson needs 10 more wins to be in that GOAT class. You know, where nobody can pick one out of 10 people. He's not in that top 10, is he? But if he gets 10 wins, he's in that with Lennox Lewis and Ali and all them people like that, Larry Holmes. And, you know, Vladimir's got a better CV, hasn't he?
Yeah.
With all them, innit? And George Foreman, Fraser, all that lot listed. So, Marciano, he needs them 10 wins. Do you know what I mean? He can't just fight Joshua or Usyk and go. He's got to stay with it to get that GOAT status.
And Josh has been found out now, isn't he? He's
So he's not
well managed.
He's never going to be a GOAT. He's not.
He's never going to be a GOAT. Nah, he was basically bought titles, wasn't he?
But Fury can be a GOAT. He can be. He could be. Top 10.
I think with his skill set and his ability and his size, he could have. I'm not saying he would beat anybody at any time, but he could have held his own in any era. I'd go as far to say that. But he needs more wins. He needs more top class wins to be sitting at the top table like Lennox Lewis. I mean, Larry Holmes, he came back and got beat by Tyson, but Larry Holmes beat Ray Mercer, who I really rated Ray Mercer. He jabbed his head off, didn't he? And I was a 42-year-old Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes got a good CV.
Yeah, even into his 40s, mid-40s, even Larry Holmes could still box. He had a fantastic jab. Jab's the best weapon out there, isn't it? Everyone comes off the jab.
Mike Tyson and Larry Holmes have got better CVs than Tyson Fury, and I don't class Mike Tyson as a top 6.
No. Mike Tyson was a good on top fighter.
Top 15, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, there's this illusion that he knocked everybody out in the first round. I think your man Mickey Theo kept going on about that, but he never. There was loads of guys took him the distance. It was
Mickey loves Mike Tyson.
Like Mike Tyson, yeah. I mean, Tony Tucker took him a distance. James Tillis took him a distance. Mitch Blood Green took him a distance. Yeah, all early on, all when he was in his prime. Larry Holmes was unlucky. He'd only have a 6-week training camp after sitting on the sofa for 2 years.
Yeah.
If he'd had a proper training camp, Larry Holmes would have given him more trouble, I think.
Larry with his jab.
Oh, brilliant, fantastic jab. Larry Holmes was just unlucky. Was brilliant jab, man. I think Bruno had a good jab, didn't he? But he didn't have the stamina, did he? And a bit like Joshua, he was a manufactured fighter. He wasn't a natural fighter.
Yeah.
That's how Joshua came unstuck against Andy Ruiz. He didn't do his homework there. Andy Ruiz had been fighting since he was 6-year-old, and he was a natural fighter, wasn't he? Andy Ruiz. It all just comes. It's just natural instinct to fight. He's got a natural fighting instinct, but Joshua doesn't have that, does he? He's got to think about everything, and you don't have time to think at times. That thinking's dangerous, isn't it? In the ring, it's got to be like you said about Usyk with his memory training. All that just flows naturally, doesn't
it? Bricktop's dominance. Do you think he can dominate at heavyweight?
He has been recently, hasn't he? He's got all corners covered, I think, isn't he? At the moment.
Bricktop.
I don't mind Bricktop. Over the years, there's some controversy about him in certain angles, but it was him that bailed the boxing board of control out with the Michael Watson thing, wasn't it? And that fight wasn't even one of his shows, was it?
No.
When Michael Watson got injured. That was Baza Epstein's show, was it?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Well, Baza's fighter were on it, Eubank, so I'm assuming it was his show.
Yeah, I noticed he was in the news. Was it yesterday? Something about liking some porn tweet or something like that.
Is that what Baza's been up to? No,
I've seen something like that, and then it said he'd withdrawn the like of the. I never looked into what it was, but it just said some porn tweet or something like that. I'm not on Twitter, so. But I thought,
right. Eubank. Beefy. Who have you got winning that?
I edged towards Eubank in the last fight, and I was wrong. I don't know, I'll go 50-50 on that, but I'll go Eubank. I'll be controversial and go Eubank. Everybody will think he's just going to get ironed out again, which might happen, but I think that that draining himself down for that Conor Benn fight, that was a bad idea. That was, and his old man was right to speak out about that as well, wasn't he? His old man knew that all along. You can't go melting yourself down to it, not in your early 30s. But I think Roy Jones, I think he could be finished because if he tries to box in a Roy Jones style when he's not got the reflexes now for that. He might have got away with that earlier in his career, but no, now it's his old man was retired by the age he is now, was he not? His old man retired about, was he 32 after he fought Carl Thompson?
31, one of 32 or something. Yeah.
His old man was a tough guy. Against Carl Thompson was a big puncher, and he took his lumps against him, didn't he?
Yeah, he was jumping up in weight class though, wasn't he?
Oh, aye, up 2 weights when he was cruiserweight, so he gone up about a stone and a half, hadn't he? And he wasn't a big middleweight either, was he? Was he 5'9", 5'10"? Wasn't he massive, was he?
5'10". Yeah. Canelo, John Ryder. It's a couple of days away. What do you think?
I hope Ryder can do it. I think he's got a better chance of doing it now than he would have done a couple of years ago. I think Bivol showed the way to beat Canelo. I think Canelo might be on the downward slide maybe now. It's a possibility of that, I think. So it's maybe his best chance, isn't it, to get him now maybe. But he is tough, Canelo, but there's been controversy around him surrounding as regards and drug tests and that as well, isn't there? So
what do you see happening? What do you see happening with the fight though, Andy?
I don't see him stopping him, and I don't. Probably another Canelo points win. Possibly. Are you going to win in points against Canelo? You'd probably hate to knock Canelo out for a draw out there, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm going to go John Ryder.
Points.
I'm going to go John Ryder on points.
Yeah, maybe get robbed on the cards or something like that.
Well, I'm going to say on my card it's going to be John Ryder on points.
Yeah.
So, but whether they give him it over there remains to be seen, doesn't it?
He's got a solid chin, Canelo. I don't see he'd be a mega puncher to knock him out.
Well, I think he's there for taking Canelo, me.
Yeah, I think he's on the slide, right? So if Ryder's got a good game plan and he can stick to it, yeah, I hope he does it.
Yeah, I do.
That'd be good for British boxing. I get a boost after all this Conor Benn nonsense.
Yeah. Robert Smith's been at the helm 15 years. I want your opinion on it. I've given my opinion on it, so I'm not going to give it.
Yeah.
But what's your opinion on the current play with the board?
Too much controversy. It looks dishevelled, doesn't it? There's, like we were saying about drug testing, somebody gets 2-year ban, somebody gets a 4-year ban. It's just there's no consistency. It doesn't seem to be any standardised procedures. You've got refs making rubbish decisions like what do you call him, the Bosch, Johnny Bosch. That was a joke. That he hit the guy with a good punch. The guy's still standing. It doesn't seem to be hurt. And then the ref jumps in and stops it. I mean, decisions like that. There's been bad refereeing decisions. I know they've got to think quick and they're closer to the action than we are, but there's been too many this bad reffing decisions. I mean, when Joshua fought what's the French guy called again? Short, stocky guy. Takam, yeah. Takam was coming on strong later in the fight, and then I think he must have wondered what happened. 1 minute, was that Steve Gray that was reffing that fight? I'm trying to remember.
Go on.
Joshua was gassed out really. That was at 10th round. The next thing, the refs got Takam in a reverse headlock. He must have wondered what was going on. I think he maybe caught him a good shot, and he was still fit to fight, and he protested straight away. It's just decisions like that get in my wick. It's
you rate that one,
and that and the judging, some of the judging. I mean, the Josh Taylor, and I'm a Josh Taylor fan, but he lost that fight against Carroll. And there's been a lot of other dodgy decisions.
Phil Edwards, wasn't it? Phil Edwards, I think.
Yeah, Phil Edwards, yeah. They tried to rob Usyk as well against Joshua in that fight. And then Franklin, he got robbed against White. It's just too many. It's like Germany back in the 90s, isn't it? Germany was bad for that.
And early noughties.
Yeah. And was it Robin Reed when he fought Sven Otka? That was
terrible. What about Macklin?
Shocking,
Macklin when he fought Sturm? Matthew Macklin Stern.
I don't know if I remember that. He
He
got robbed
beat
against him, aye.
Macklin, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
What about the Martin Murray against Martinez in Argentina?
Oh, that was brutal, wasn't it? He clearly won that fight. The thing is, when somebody like him loses that, it's his chance to win a world title, and then he would make serious money after that. And then that's just been taken away from him, isn't it? It's a bit like Canelo. He should have won. He should have been undisputed champion. The next fight should have been a big payday, and gone. Yeah, Canelo, yeah. So that's things like that just leave a bad taste in the mouth, isn't it? It's maybe it doesn't bother the casuals so much, but people have got a passion about boxing. It breaks your heart in some respects, doesn't it? It's just a huge disappointment. And it just ruins your night, innit? If you're all geared up for watching the boxing and got your pals round or whatever, and then it just ruins it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The board need they need to get somebody like Julian and Peter Fury in that charge of the board. Decent, straight talking, honest people. It's not going to take any nonsense.
Yeah. What is happening with Anthony Yard?
Anthony Yard, has he got a fight coming up?
He's light heavyweight, isn't he, Anthony Yard?
Light heavyweight, yeah. Aye. He's decent. What would you say, European level?
I'd say good world level now. He's top 5.
Fringe world level, yeah. He was unlucky.
Hey?
He's got a wee bit more experience now than when he fought Kovalev, didn't he?
Yeah.
He gave it a good go against Kovalev, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was out in January, wasn't he? End of January, so he's not been out for 3.5 months. Yeah. But I'd like to see him fight Callum Smith, mate. I would.
Yeah, good domestic dust up. Boazzi. His Eddie Hearn's kind of stagnated his career, hasn't he? He should have been further on by now, shouldn't he? Joshua Boazzi.
Oh, he should have been by now. He's number 9 in world, Boazzi.
Yeah.
Box, right? You know what I mean? Where's he? 16 fights, and he were in Olympics 2006.
Yeah,
so it's 7 years since Olympics. 16 fights.
His career's on a go slow, isn't it?
It's not good, is it? He's not even.
No.
He's ranked below Yard in Britain.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, but would you like to see Yard fight Boazzi or Boazzi?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Smith and Yard in like a quartet, a triangle, them 3.
That'd be good. I think there's Bricktop no shouting out for Yard to fight Boazzi at one point, but Eddie Hearn wasn't having it. Or there was we're not fighting on their show or whatever. But I think the relation seems to be better now. Is George Warren seems to be speaking to Matchroom, doesn't he? So that maybe would break some barriers down.
George Warren, aka Julian Clary.
Yeah, and his brothers, Mr. Spock.
Francis.
Francis, aye.
The housewife's favourite.
Beam me up, Francis.
Yeah, would you recommend Joshua to go to if it doesn't work out with this guy as we know, this Derek James?
I would say go back to either Shane McGuigan or go back to what do you call him? Rob McCracken.
Yeah. What about
Where is Adam Booth? Is he in John Fury's caravan?
Planet Earth, because Big John Fury's doing interviews. We've not seen him for 11 days.
Adam Booth's locked in his caravan, isn't he?
They're saying he's a recluse and this. Well, it's only been 11 days. Well, I don't think I've seen Adam Smith Adam Move for about 10 years. Where is he?
Big John's got him locked in the Russian caravan, feeding him with pork stew. That's what's happened to him. He's in there with Bean. Maybe Bean's in there as well. Where is Bean? We need him back. We need Bean back.
Yeah, we need Bean on summit, don't we?
Yeah.
We need him to come back, Bean, and save boxing at Sky, because it's dying on its arse lately, isn't it?
Put Johnny Horse in his place.
What about Bish Boss, Johnny? What's happening with him? He's everywhere, isn't he? He's on adverts for bookies now.
He's the face of Sky Boxing. He's he's got a bit of falling, isn't he? But he could be another Babbage, couldn't he? He can come unstuck at some point, but he's a big, strong guy, isn't he? But he's limited, isn't he? Skill wise, I would say.
Andy, I'm on about his father.
Oh, his old man. He'll be.
You're mumbling on there, mate. I'm on about his old man.
His old man, was he not out having his dinner with Zhang when he was over? And I saw a photo of him and Zhang out for a Chinese food.
Well, I've just turned internet on earlier and I went onto YouTube and this advert come up and he popped up going on about hockeys or something, and there's his son there and the place your bets and all this. It all looks official. So you've got to give him credit, haven't you? He's in the mix.
He's getting himself out there. He's like a pound shop John Fury, isn't he?
Big John gets everywhere, doesn't he? But John's latest escapade, have you heard it?
Yeah, I've seen that with Malcolm X. He was. I
mean, it's like let's listen to this, Andy. Right? This is how I look at it. So he gets up in the morning, he has an exercise, right? And then he goes about his day, you know, training like a Trojan and Spartan. And then at night he goes back and he has another hour on nest, right? I've never seen him talk to a woman. I've never seen him stand next to a woman, to be honest. So is he moving like? Is he like secretive? Does he like move at night and that? No, he's in disguise or something.
He's a night owl. He's maybe got one of the beards and fancy glasses with a big nose and dressed like Inspector Clouseau.
You know what I mean? I mean, the man's a machine.
He is. He's a.
I mean, he's doing weapon. All that, and they're watching him from Moon MI5. I mean, they must be having a time of their life. All them, what Interpol watching him MI5. Right, so here we are. We've got Big John here. Look at him. He's going for his 10-mile run. Look at him. Here we go. He's just come back. He's having his breakfast. He's just pulling apples off at trees. Look, he's just that bird's house now for an hour. Oh, right. Just chill out now for an hour. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back in his gym now. Hey? It
could make a film about Confessions of Big John Fury.
Or, you know what I think? I think he does all boxing deals with Aram and Bricktop. He's got the Bob Farber, Don King, Bricktop on style. He deals with them when he's on his 10-mile run. Pop, pop, bang. Hey? Or he might have headset on when he's doing his 200-kilo deadlifts with his Corey. Hey?
He's some man to be one man.
Of England, Walter. Changed his name to Walter. But his latest escapade, and before overplayed. I mean, I had to say something to that, didn't I? Come on.
Any interview he does, it kind of starts off quite tranquil, and then it just goes. You're just waiting on it. It just goes.
You know that leper in law.
Ready for liftoff. It's like. But he had a good job at BT, didn't he? And then he blew it with that escapade with Jake Paul and.
Well, he didn't learn from that, did he?
Oh, squaring up to the TV and that. I actually thought he was a half decent pundit compared to some of them on there, but then he just was a plot.
To be fair, he told it straight. I'm going to give him praise.
Did that?
He's a decent pundit, but
I thought he was good at that.
Too comfortable, didn't he, in the surroundings, and that's
it. So
wait while he's told no, or one of his lads gets a dodgy decision. That's when you'll see the real.
Oh, right. Well, I seen an interview with John McDermott, and he said the first time he fought Tyson, and a lot of folk thought John won. I thought John won. He said Tyson's old man said to him, "You won that fight." He says, "Be fair to his old man." He said he told the truth. He said he told me that I won that fight, but I had the rematch obviously, and Tyson beat him in the rematch. But that's what John McDermott said. He gave him his props, saying he admitted that John McDermott was a better man on the night. So,
did you know that the referee on the night was Terry O'Connor, and Terry O'Connor were knocked out years earlier.
But John McDermott's dad, wasn't it? Yeah.
And
that's shocking, isn't it?
One referee decision, and he gave it to Tyson, didn't he, the first fight?
Yeah. That should never have been.
Maloney had an heart attack on ring apron, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he
He
was
had an heart
he was
attack on ring apron, Frank Maloney.
going daft, wasn't
Yeah. So to be
he?
fair to
Shows you this.
Tyson, he rematched him and dusted him, didn't he?
Did him, he must have come in, underestimated him in the first match, didn't he? He was messing about and that, and yeah, he
But
could
he
have come
took
a
it
cropper.
serious ever since then, hasn't he, more or less?
He has, maybe that's what he
Oh,
needed, eh?
gotta be given credit.
Yeah, but just one ref making the points decision, it should never be like. I remember who was the guy? Jeff McCreesh when he beat, oh, forget his name. OJ Abrahams. That was a shocker, eh? And it was
Jay Abrams crotch for him. I was there.
Ian John Lewis gave Jeff McCreesh the decision, and he got dropped twice by Abrams. That was shocking. That was unbelievable. That was one of the worst decisions. First time I remember a horrendous referee decision. That was. I remember watching that on the telly. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And then Jeff McCreesh got interviewed after, and he's coming out with excuses. Oh, I had a big tea. I was struggling a bit. It's like fucking what?
All right then, Andy.
Terrible.
We'll finish off on your prediction for weekend: Canelo or John the Gorilla Ryder.
I think it'll be close, but we'll go for Ryder. But it's going to have to be points because
Ryder on points. I'm going to.
He might get robbed on the scorecards, I think, but I think he'll give a good account of himself and hopefully squeak a points decision. That would be brilliant for British boxing if he could do that.
John Ryder does that. He is the man.
He is the man.
Come on, John Ryder, fly the flag.
Let's get a fiver on him. See what the odds are. He'll get probably get decent odds.
All right then. Well, listen. You take care, Andy. All the best.
Good man, Russ. Good to see you. Take care.
Peace out, mate.
All the best. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was Andy from Aberdeen. Good guest. Knows his boxing. So get behind him and I'm going to have him on again. Okie dokie. Peace out.